there, it's Rae Davis here from chatwithrae.com. Thanks for jumping on that Facebook Live with me. If you could hit the like button or even type in the comments below yes, just so I know that you can hear me and you can join me on this very informative, I hope, Facebook Live. I'm just going to have a drink of water. I'm on the back end of some laryngitis this week, so I'm a little bit croaky still. Thanks for that. Still got my husky sexy voice happening. Today I wanted to come to you and talk about the 2 top tips I have for making lasting change in your life. And I mean lasting, not something that lasts a couple of days and then before you know it, it's gone by the wayside. Before I do jump into that, I just wanted to mention chatwithrae.com. If you are really serious about making changes to your lifestyle, to your financial situation even, go over to chatwithrae.com and you'll see there's a short video over there for you to watch. Tell you a little bit about what it is that we can do for you. And if you'd like to know more, fill in the application form and we can have a quick chat to just see if this might be a good fit for you as well. So chatwithrae.com. So let's get into it. So these are my top 2 tips for making lasting change in your life. We've all been there, haven't we? We've made a decision that, we want to get a bit fitter, or we want to start eating a bit better, or, we want to join the gym. And then, 3 days in or 2 weeks in, we find that we've fallen off the wagon and it just doesn't seem a priority to us anymore. And they're the type of changes that we really struggle with. And I find with my 2 top tips, if you can implement these, something happens. A switch gets flicked and you seem to be able to make those changes and stick with it. So hang around for the tips. So as I said, we all have trouble making change, but how do you make it last? So my top 1 tip, or tip number 1, is you're looking for something inside of you to change. So you've got to feel that flick of or switch of passion, or even sometimes it can be anger or fear that flicks that switch for you and gets you to make that change. And it could be a happy situation that makes change. It might be the birth of a baby and all of a sudden you realize that you want to be home more for the baby, or if it's a grandchild, you want to be able to spend more time with your grandchild. Or it can be a bit of an unhappy situation that flicks that switch for you. It might be a run-in with the boss and all of a sudden that sort of flicks in you and you get that resolve of, that's it, this is the line in the sand. I am going to make a change. I am either going to start a new career, or I'm going to start my own business. They're the types of things that can happen to really make that change for you. So the first tip is finding something inside of you that will, you can call that passion, you can call that drive or ambition, or it can be a very strong emotion that comes out in you. Tip number 2, it is something that that comes from outside of you. So we would call that inspiration. So you might be inspired by a book, you might be inspired by a movie that you watch, you could even be inspired by someone's story that it flicks that switch inside of you to think, that's it, I'm definitely going to make that change, and you start moving towards that, you start taking action. And for us, when we made a big change in our lives, Jason and I, it was actually a combination of both of those. So for us, that big change was we started our own online business, which then in turn led us down the path of being able to quit our jobs. And, this is all that we do now. So for us, inside of us, that tip that I talked about, something inside of you changes. For us, it was that strong emotion of fear. We were about to turn 50. Our kids had just left home. And it was that fear of not making the most of our lives. It was that fear of missing out and the fear of regret. That was a big one for us. We didn't want to be down the track and have those big regrets about, if only we'd taken that chance. So that for us was something that was inside. And outside, we were also inspired. We're inspired by other people's stories. We saw online, people who had made those big changes in their life, who had taken a risk, a leap of faith, and started something that had led to a better lifestyle for themselves. So that was our outside change. We're inspired by other people's stories. So how you can implement these tips is to be, use them to your advantage. When something, makes you angry, whether it's around a job or around a relationship, we all want to have better relationships as well. Use that as a way to flick that switch inside of you to, thanks for jumping on, guys. I can see a couple of people have joined us. Thank you so much. If you could hit the like button, that would be fantastic, or type in yes. And if you would like to know more about how you can be changing your lifestyle, whether it's changing career, whether it's improving your finances, or getting more time back to travel, or time to spend with the family, we may be able to help you out with that. Chatwithrae.com, go over there, check that out, and if you'd like to know more and have a chat, just fill in the application form there and we'll be in touch. So yeah, I hope that in some way I have inspired you, so that outside flick of the switch for you to know that change is possible. Use people's stories around you to inspire you to flick that switch and start taking some action. And so the number one tip was something coming from inside of you. So passion, inspiration, frustration, anger, or fear can be a fantastic way to make long-lasting changes in your life. Number two was something from outside of you. So something that inspires you, whether it's a book you've read or a movie you've seen. And, they're things, if you want to make the change and you're not quite there ready to stick with it yet, be reading books about other people's stories in the areas that you'd like change. That's a great way for you to find that inspiration to make the long-lasting changes in your life that you're looking for. So once again, go to chatwithrae.com if you'd like to know more about how Jason and I can be helping you as far as changing your lifestyle and changing your finances. Thanks so much for listening in. It's been great to have you here with me, and we will speak with you again very soon. Bye for now.